Club Shay is getting messier and messier. It's almost like Wendy Williams didn't go anywhere. She just got a weight set.
Don't manipulate me.
Oh, Lord have mercy. If you say that one more time, I'm going to choke the shit out of you when I see you.
Number one job of somebody that sold their soul in Hollywood is?
What?
Is to act like it didn't happen. They all do the same job.
DL Hughley just popped into the mix and he's not holding back. He's spilling wild tea about Shannon Sharpe being neck deep in drama. According to him, Shannon sold his soul to the industry big dogs, and now it's payback time. And DL isn't the only one talking. The streets are buzzing with claims that Shannon is getting hit with all kinds of allegations because he might be next in line for the takedown. Word is, Shannon allegedly made a hush-hush deal with some powerful gatekeepers in the game, folks who pretty much run the show behind the scenes. That deal supposedly helped him rise up fast in the industry. But let's be real, nothing in Hollywood comes for free. Now it seems like those same gatekeepers came back to collect, and Shannon couldn't keep his side of the deal. And guess what? Things are only just heating up. Insiders are whispering that a group of women are gearing up to file lawsuits against Shannon, and the accusations, they're wild, even more shocking than what's already out there. So now everybody's asking, what exactly does DL Hughley know about all this? And is it true that Shannon's being blackmailed behind the scenes? The drama is getting real.
And I believe he's going to release a 30-second clip of a tape that tries to make me look guilty and play into every stereotype you could possibly imagine. That video should actually be 10 minutes or so.
DL has been calling Shannon out for a minute now, warning him to stop selling out and hanging with shady folks. But Shannon brushed it off like it was nothing. Now that his legal troubles are going viral and the receipts are flying, DL wasted no time dragging him through the mud. He jumped on Twitter and flamed him, saying something like, "Shannon better be glad Shannon ain't interviewing Shannon on Club Shay. Oof. Some of Shannon's fans are saying DL went too far for clowning him while he's in the middle of all this heat, but others think DL just said what everyone's been thinking. But let's be real, DL Hughley ain't new to this. He's been calling Shannon Sharpe out for years. He's had his foot on Shannon's neck since day one, blasting him for turning Club Shay into a platform where black men get picked apart just for views. DL even threw heavy shade calling Shannon the Wendy Williams with a weight set, because according to him, it's all drama, no truth. DL says Shannon built his whole platform around viral moments and hot takes, not integrity. In his eyes, Shannon's out here using Club Shay to throw people under the bus, especially folks from his own community. And DL's been loud about it. He sat down with Vlad TV last year and didn't hold back. He dragged Shannon for filth, making it crystal clear he would never show up on that podcast.
Actually, I was going to do it, and it kept my schedule. It just didn't work out, but I'm glad I didn't. I thought it got to be too messy, and I said it out loud. I think for a while, Club Shay was like Wendy Williams with a weight set. Like, this dude. I mean, it was messy. The reason that those people went on Club Shay in its first iteration before it became successful is because we saw what he did, and the reason I was going to go on it is because we saw what Skip did to him. I said any number of things about the way Skip. That was so horrible to me that I think a lot of people were determined to help this black man be successful because of what had happened to him. And to kind of curate all that, have that place that they worked so hard for you to have, so you would have your own space, be just an amalgamation and curate all the bull that is happening in our community seemed.
Why? Because DL thinks Shannon's show is way too messy. He said Shannon gives a green light to guests airing out dirty laundry just to boost views, and that ain't his vibe. And let's not forget, he was definitely talking about the now legendary interview with Katt Williams. That interview has almost 90 million views and shook the internet to its core. During that wild sit-down, Katt went off on nearly every major comedian in the game, from Steve Harvey to Cedric the Entertainer and even Kevin Hart. Katt held nothing back. But even though Katt didn't say anything shady about DL himself, DL still called both Katt and Shannon out for how messy it all got. What's wild is that during that same interview, Katt actually warned Shannon to watch the company he keeps. Some folks thought Katt was just being dramatic when he said Shannon was too loyal to the wrong people. But looking back, he was dead serious.
You having an unnatural allegiance to losers is not like it.
What most people missed during that viral Katt Williams interview was how deep the shade really went. Katt wasn't just throwing random shots, he was dropping clues about Shannon Sharpe's secret ties to powerful industry insiders. According to whispers, Katt believed Shannon had already sold himself out to certain gatekeepers who run the game behind the scenes. If you paid attention, Katt kept repeating how risky it is to sell your soul to the devil by the devil. And no, he wasn't talking about some spooky stuff. He was calling out the industry power players, the ones who choose who shines and who gets shut out. Katt didn't bite his tongue either. He name-dropped Kevin Hart, saying Kevin had his deals locked in before he even hit the big stage, like he was already picked to win. And Katt wasn't done. He kept stressing that once you sell out, you're stuck playing puppet for the rest of your life.
In 15 years in Hollywood, no one in Hollywood has a memory of going to a sold-out Kevin Hart show, there being a line for him ever getting a standing ovation at any comedy club. He already had his deals when he got here. Do you know what the #1 job of somebody that sold their soul in Hollywood is?
What?
Is to act like it didn't happen. They all do the same job. Why do you think Gary Owen can't cross over and he already white and been in comedy for 25 years? If what I say ain't the case.
But it didn't stop there. Some viewers noticed Katt seemed to know a little too much about Shannon's personal life. He even hinted at Shannon having strange tastes and called out his thing for dating white women. It was like Katt saw the storm coming before anyone else did. It's wild how many people tried to warn Shannon. And now, he's knee-deep in a $50 million lawsuit, and the streets are buzzing with claims that he brought it all on himself. If he had just listened, maybe he wouldn't be caught up in all this mess right now. The woman behind the $50 million lawsuit, her name is Gabriela Zuniga, or Gabby, and the claims she's making are explosive. According to the court docs, Gabby accuses Shannon of being controlling, manipulative, and even physically aggressive toward her. She says it all came to a head when she tried to break things off with him after his messy Instagram Live scandal last year. And that's when things allegedly got violent at her home, but it didn't end there. Gabby claims that in January, Shannon got her to let him come over again. And once he was there, he crossed more serious lines. The lawsuit says he refused protection and disrespected her boundaries in a disturbing way. These are heavy accusations, and what's really shocking people is the age gap. Gabby was reportedly just 19 when they started dating, while Shannon was in his mid-50s. That age difference alone has the internet buzzing, but it gets even messier. Reports say their relationship involved controversial role play and extreme behavior. And now parts of their private conversations have surfaced, supposedly leaked by Shannon's own legal team. Some of the texts show Gabby making suggestive comments, talking about money and intimacy in ways that have shocked fans and critics alike. While the exact details of those messages are too graphic to repeat, they've been making rounds online, painting a complicated and chaotic picture of what was going on behind closed doors. Between the legal fight, the age gap, and the bizarre leaked texts, this story has taken a turn no one saw coming. After that wild leaked message about wanting a big black baby, it became clear that Shannon's lawyer dropped those texts as a way to prove the relationship was fully consensual. But that wasn't all. He added a fiery statement denying every single allegation in the lawsuit. According to Shannon's legal team, this whole case, filed by Gabriela Zuniga and led by her attorney Tony Busby, is nothing more than a money grab. They're calling it a blatant and cynical attempt to take millions from Shannon through what they described as lies and twisted narratives. His lawyer didn't hold back, saying Shannon completely denies any claims of coercion or wrongdoing, especially the serious accusation of assault. He labeled the whole situation as a bold-faced setup and straight-up blackmail. The statement made it clear Shannon is ready to take this fight all the way to court and is standing on what he says is the real truth. He's not backing down and wants the world to know he's prepared to defend himself until the very end. Shannon also spoke up personally, calling the entire lawsuit a shakedown. Plain and simple. He says Gabby and her attorney are chasing a big payday and he's not about to let them get rich off his name. But here's where it gets even messier. Shannon claims they've got a 30-second video clip of him and Gabby that they plan to leak, one that supposedly makes him look aggressive. But he's calling it out as a setup. He says the clip is heavily edited to twist the narrative and warned them to drop the full 10-minute version if they really want the truth out.
I'm going to be open, transparent, and defend myself because this isn't right. This is all being orchestrated by Tony Busby, who has targeted Jay-Z. Tony Busby targets black men, and I believe he's going to release a 30-second clip of a sex tape that tries to make me look guilty and play into every stereotype you could possibly imagine. That video should actually be 10 minutes or so. Hey Tony, instead of releasing your edit, put the whole video out. I don't have it, or I would myself. You know what happened, and you're trying to manipulate the media. The encounter in question took place during the day at her invitation, and now that appears to be a deliberate setup, coordinated by Gabby, also known as Carly on OnlyFans. Gabby and Tony Busby want $50 million. What they're getting is sued for defamation and trying to take.
He's daring them to post the whole thing, not just the chopped up part. Now here's where things start getting real sketchy. There's been talk for years that the powerful people behind the scenes, the so-called industry gatekeepers, keep blackmail material on anyone who's cut deals with them. We're talking about private videos, photos, and recordings that could ruin someone's entire career if they ever saw the light of day. Ditties of questionable, even illegal things. And insiders say he wasn't the only one collecting this type of dirt. So now people are looking at Shannon Sharpe's situation and wondering, is he the next one being taken down? Fans have started putting the puzzle pieces together and coming up with their own theories. One of the biggest? That Gabby's lawsuit might not even be just about her. Some folks believe it's a setup from the higher-ups, a way to punish Shannon for crossing the wrong people or failing to deliver on some behind-the-scenes deal. And here's where it gets really suspicious: the timing. Shannon was this close to locking in a $100 million podcast deal. After leaving his previous contract with Colin Cowherd's Volume podcast network, the man was swimming in offers. Everybody wanted a piece of Club Shay, and it's not hard to see why. The show has racked up over 4 million subscribers and even holds the title for the most watched podcast episode on YouTube. This new deal would have taken Shannon to a whole new level, possibly making him one of the top podcasters in the world. Add that to his already legendary football career and his success on TV, the man was set to be unstoppable. But now, with this lawsuit dropping right before that mega deal gets signed, fans are side-eyeing the situation hard. It feels too perfect, like somebody knew exactly what he had coming and moved to shut it down before he could level up. And guess what? There's even more to this story. Here's where the story takes another wild turn. Apparently, Gabby and her legal team were already in talks with Shannon's lawyer about settling the whole thing for $10 million before the lawsuit even dropped. Shannon's side said they were this close to finalizing the deal, and both camps seemed ready to move on without ever stepping foot in a courtroom. But out of nowhere, Gabby's side suddenly pulled out and walked away from the settlement, and now people are asking the obvious question: why would anyone walk away from $10 million? That's a serious bag to turn down, especially when you're facing the high cost and stress of a legal battle. Some folks say Shannon even offering to settle made him look super suspicious. I mean, if you're completely innocent, wouldn't you want to fight it out in court and clear your name? This got people comparing the move to what happened with Diddy and Cassie. Remember, Diddy paid her around $30 million to settle real quick, which made people believe the evidence Cassie had must have been too strong to fight. But here's the catch. Even if Shannon did what he's being accused of, the legal odds would normally favor him. A 21-year-old OnlyFans model going up against a rich, retired NFL star and TV personality? The power imbalance is major. So if Gabby really walked away from a guaranteed $10 million, people believe it must be because she's sitting on something huge, like video, audio, or photo proof that backs up her entire story. And let's not act like this is just speculation. Some receipts have already started popping up, and they're not looking good for Shannon. 2 audio recordings have made their way around online, and in one of them, Shannon allegedly says things that make it sound like he's admitting to exactly what he's being accused of. If those clips hold up, this whole case could explode even more. One of the most shocking parts of this whole situation, those leaked audio recordings between Gabby and Shannon. In the first one, they're clearly arguing, and Shannon allegedly threatens to choke her out after she tells him to stop. Even worse, he supposedly tells her she doesn't have a choice. That alone had people online losing their minds.
Anything I say, you're just gonna like get mad at, and you're just gonna hang up on me, so I feel like...
I'm not gonna hang up on you. Here's what it is.
What does that even mean?
Nothing, Gabby. You want to be a dick to me now, so.
I don't want to be. Don't manipulate me.
Oh, Lord have mercy. If you say that one more time, I'm going to choke the shit out of you when I see you.
I don't.
You know what?
Well, I don't want to be choked.
Yes, you do. I don't think you have a choice in the matter.
The second clip, even more disturbing. Shannon allegedly says something similar, but this time he threatens to do it in public.
Okay. Well, I don't.
You know what?
Well, I don't want to be choked.
Yes, you do. I don't think you have a choice.
According to Gabby's lawyer, Tony Busby, those clips are just the beginning. He claims there's a whole lot more evidence waiting to drop. So now folks are saying, maybe Gabby didn't walk away from that $10 million deal for no reason. Maybe she truly believes that a jury would side with her and award even more in court. But there's another layer to all this. A growing number of people are convinced that Gabby might have been influenced, maybe even pressured, by folks in powerful places to reject that money and push ahead with this lawsuit full force. And that's raised some serious questions. Why did Gabby pull out of the deal last minute when she was reportedly about to accept it? And why jump to demanding a massive $50 million, a number that seems outrageous based on what's been revealed so far? Some industry insiders are whispering that someone behind the scenes might be using this lawsuit to hit Shannon where it hurts, his pockets. Even rappers Mai and Cameron chimed in on their podcast, and what they said only fueled the fire.
Is like a fallacy or some kind of hoax or something like this, because he was about to get a bunch of money. And you know, when you're about to get a bunch of money, people that hate on you just wait until you're about to get that money and rain on your parade. But we can't say that. And that's why I wanted to say it, to get Stat's opinion. I knew when I said that she was going to go, yeah. No, you can't be on your way to 100 million. I keep telling Killer, right? And picking these kind of girls. You can't do that. We talked about this with Ant-Man.
Mai pointed out that Shannon must have felt some guilt to even offer that $10 million in the first place. But then he flipped it, saying it was strange that Gabby turned it down so suddenly. He even hinted that someone, maybe a pimp or handler, could be pulling the strings behind Gabby's moves.
So this is what I'm getting at. And for him to offer 10 million says that there might be some truth to this, because I'm not offering nobody no 10 million if I know I didn't do anything. And I think the only reason that 10 million didn't work, Killer, I want to know how you feel about this. I think the 10 million didn't work because the pimp need his cut. You know, just allegedly. I'm not saying there is a pimp, right? Let me give you. It's just an idea. This is just an idea, right? So if there's a pimp, right? Why y'all keep laughing? That nigga worth a lot of money. You know how guys be, and they pushed her on her, and then she said 10. He was like, 10 is my 10. You gotta put in your number for yourself. That don't have nothing to do with mine. 10 is mine. That's what we discussed.
At this point, the plot is thick, and nobody knows who's really calling the shots. Now here's where it really starts to feel like a movie. Some folks are saying this whole Shannon Sharpe situation is way bigger than just a messy breakup and a lawsuit. Behind the scenes is looking more and more like Shannon might have been targeted, and the deeper you dig, the more it starts to feel like he was set up from all sides. Industry insiders are saying that once Shannon became a major media player, pulling in big deals and shaking the power structure with Club Shay, it was only a matter of time before the claws came out. Think about it. He was about to cross into serious mogul territory with that rumored $100 million podcast deal. That kind of money puts you in rooms with the real bosses. And not everyone likes when a former athlete starts building his own empire. Now, some fans are pointing out something strange. Gabby wasn't just some random woman from nowhere. She had her own growing online following. ties to adult content platforms, and was already brushing up against industry circles. People are now questioning whether she got close to Shannon on purpose. Like, was she placed there to get close, collect dirt, and bring it back to the real puppet masters? The way things have unfolded, the text leaks, the timing of the lawsuit, the shady audio clips, and Gabby's sudden change of mind about the $10 million, it all feels a little too perfect. Some believe she had help crafting this whole case into something explosive enough to blow up right when Shannon's star was about to shine brightest. And let's not forget, this wouldn't be the first time someone powerful used scandal to shut a rising figure down. From entertainment to sports to politics, it happens all the time, just with different faces. So now fans are watching every move closely, wondering if Shannon's being punished not for what he did, but for what he was about to become. Now listen. Maybe Meechee was just talking slick like he usually does, but what he said definitely raised some eyebrows. What's even crazier is how fast ESPN cut ties with Shannon once that lawsuit went viral. They didn't waste a second. Word is, they asked him to step down from his ESPN role, and insiders say they're already figuring out how to cut him loose for good. Even Stephen A. Smith, who had no problem publicly riding with Jay-Z during his legal mess with Diddy, is now quietly backing away from Shannon. That silence, it's loud.
With that being said, it's important to point out a couple of things. Number one, I was not there. I can provide no eyewitness account. And even though I got love and respect for Shannon Sharpe, and I'm sincerely hopeful and prayerful that he is completely innocent of the allegations that have been levied against him, I can't sit here and speak to his innocence or guilt from a knowledgeable place because I have nothing to do with this. I haven't seen anything. I don't know anything. I don't even know this person. I know what the reports say.
And for those really paying attention, the writing on the wall couldn't be clearer. Either the receipts against Shannon are so bad that the folks around him are jumping ship before it all hits the fan, or some serious puppet masters are behind the scenes pulling strings to make sure this man loses everything. Reputation, career, influence, gone. It's starting to look like Shannon's either about to be exposed in the worst way, or he's being taken down as part of a bigger game we ain't even seeing the full picture of yet. But what do you think? Is Shannon Sharpe getting set up by people who want him out of the spotlight? Or is this just the consequences of decisions catching up to him? Sound off in the comments. We want to hear every theory. And while you're here, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more of the real talk the mainstream won't touch. Hit that bell so you don't miss what's coming next. Because you already know, we're just scratching the surface. See you on the next one.